Hello and welcome into Waxahachie High School as we get set for this 14U pool play game, DR7 DFW. It's C4 next, taking on the TA Longhorns. Ben Spicer joined by CJ Gilbert as we have the second pool play game for both of these teams set to get underway. TA Longhorns with a little Texas Longhorns feel. They've got the orange jerseys on. C4 next in the all-blue uniforms. As it's a cloudy morning, a light rain was falling as we walked into the stadium here. Little wind gusts, not anything too crazy, as you see the field here, the complex here. And we are set to get underway. CJ, what's your thoughts as these two teams get set to line up? Two organizations that we've seen throughout the history of DR7 and two programs that are no strangers to winning games.
Yeah, Ben, we got a chance to see C4, not next, but future, last week in Oklahoma, 2 weeks ago in Oklahoma. Had pretty good guys on their team as well. TA Longhorns, first time seeing them at one of our DR7 tournaments here in Waxahachie, Texas. But overall, got a chance to see these two teams in their first pool play games and saw their quarterback number 3 here, getting his name shortly. But anyway, between the two programs, we'll see who comes out the gate pretty strong here.
So it'll be C4 next to start things off. Both these teams lost their first pool play game. Here's the first play from scrimmage for C4. It's a short completion to the far side and a pickup of 7 yards to start things off.
And that's Tatum Havener, quarterback number 3 right there. Got a chance to see him earlier in pool play games. Like you said, Ben, both these teams are 0-1, but I think just trying to get the nerves out, really trying to get connection between the receivers and the quarterback. Number 11 has been a consistent guy for the C4 next roster here. And overall, both these teams have kind of struggled to move the ball. So I think it's just kind of getting the nerves out and just overall.
Tatum Havener is the C4 quarterback, completed the first pass, now has another completion. It's going to depend on the spot. It looks like they'll spot it a yard short. You can pick up a first down at the 25 and 10-yard lines.
And like I said before, Tatum, he's one of those guys where he's driven the ball down the field, but they just haven't came up with points. So being the first pool play game, man, just trying to, overall get the execution down. These teams will start to heat up here in a second.
Some sweet pajama pants there you see on the screen. I like those. CJ, I think you could pull those off.
I appreciate it.
3rd down and 1 coming up here for Havener. C4 trying to stay on the field. Throw over the middle is caught. And they'll keep this drive going as the catch made there by that C4 receiver gets a first down.
And that was one of the guys in the first pool play game that Havener really was connecting with, number 3 and number 11. So as you can see right here, picked up the first down, and overall they're in really good field position down at about the 15-yard line, trying to punch this one in for a score.
Got to give a shout-out to Sean Cooper, coach and CEO here of C4, a combination of North Texas and all across Oklahoma. Program really on the rise. Rollout, Havener has another completion, and they'll get inside the 10 and another first down on the catch from Ryder Bynum.
And you mentioned Coach Sean Cooper. Follow him on Twitter. Got a chance to really see what he does on and off the field with training sessions and things like that, so he does a really good job with just overall building this program up and being one of those programs in the, the Oklahoma, Texas area, Midwest area that is really prominent.
Good look down on the field at a TA Longhorns defensive back. The TA defense trying to stand tall here. C4 looking to punch it into the end zone on their opening possession. Here's Havener. We'll take the 4-second violation. You have 4 seconds to get a throw off, so that's going to bring us to 2nd down. Good decision there from Havener, not risking a potential interception.
Yeah, really good job right there on just eating the ball and just overall getting another chance to cap off this drive with a score. Like I said before, they had no problems with driving the ball down to the red zone. It's just all about scoring. So we'll see if Havener and his offense, the C4 Next offense, can punch it in for a score.
2nd and goal from the 9. Havener comes across the middle and incomplete. Tried to squeeze it into a tight window. Receiver couldn't make the catch he was looking for. Ryder Bynum again, who had the catch earlier in the series.
And that's something that I've noticed in their first pool play game as well, that, multiple drops in crucial situations. Havener's been throwing a good ball, but ultimately the receivers haven't been helping him out with the catches. So it'll be a 3rd down and, about 10 to go, and they'll have to get it in for a touchdown.
Trips to the right of the formation. 2 receivers to the left here for Havener on a 3rd down and goal. 9 yards away from crossing that goal line. Some late movement from the TA defense. Throw over the middle is knocked away at the last moment. Great defensive play there from the TA Longhorns, and that's a 2-0 advantage for TA.
Yeah, really good stuff by the defender not to give up on that play. Almost a touchdown there, but ultimately really good defense as you see on the DR7 replay. Heavner trying to chunk it in the middle of the field to his receiver, number 10, and then really good play by the TA Longhorns defender to strip it out of his hands, and it'll be 2 points for TA Longhorns, and they'll get the ball for their first possession of the game. About 24 and a half minutes to
Clock got reset by accident. Don't know how that happened. That was my fault. Tried to put the score in, and that happened. So we're off to a good start this morning. TA back to work for the first time on offense. About 20 minutes to play here in the game.
There we go. Get it right, Ben. There we go.
Always something, CJ. It's always something. Pick up a 9 on first down for TA. They lead 2-0 after that red zone defensive stand. C4 looked good. They had a promising drive put together but couldn't finish it off. Now let's see if the TA Longhorns offense can get going. They have a completion, and they've got a touchdown.
Easy
little
money.
Confusion there with the C4 defense, and they get into the end zone. That was maybe the easiest touchdown we've seen from TA in their time as a 7v7 team. That was Ashton Willie into the end zone.
Yeah, that was a really good concept by the TA Longhorns, too, to kind of get, the C4 Next defense on kind of a mesh combination route, and it really left Ashton wide open on the corner, the bottom side corner of the defense. So they'll elect to go for 1 point, and they'll have a pretty good lead here. Dropping back in an easy pitch and catch for 1 point, and now TA Longhorns up 9-0 with under 20 minutes left to go in this ball game, Ben.
Yeah, good start for TA. Let's see how C4 responds.
Yeah, overall, C4 has had a time with, overall catching the ball. So that'll be something that they can work on as they kind of progress through the tournament. But overall, they drove the ball down the field. It's just all about maintaining the possession of the catch.
So we'll see what Tatum Heavner can do here on his second series. Led the team down inside the 10, but the drive ultimately stalled out. And now his team trailing by 2 possessions here, 9-0. Again, both these teams looking for their first pool play win in their second game here this morning. DR7 Dallas, Ben Spicer, CJ Gilbert coming your way. Here's Heavner on first down. And he'll take the 4 seconds. Great defense on the back end there from the TA Longhorns.
Yeah, really good defense on the back end. Like you said, Ben really almost having triple coverage, kind of like a umbrella-style coverage, having 2 defenders, 2 safeties, top high safeties back there. So really good stuff by TA Longhorns, not really letting the C4 Next receivers get over the top of them.
Second down, 15 coming up for Heavner and the C4 Next offense. Trips to the left side, forward to the left-handed quarterback, Heavner. Here's the second down throw over to the far sideline, and the catch is made. Toe tap and grab there.
Yeah, that was a really good catch by Evan Adams. He's probably one of the more polished receivers on his team. Had the chance to see him early in that pool play game as well. Had a couple good catches here and there, but ultimately it's all about cashing in for touchdowns. Really good catch, but can they actually get it in for 6 this time?
Look inside the C4 huddle there as they'll have a 3rd down and 5 upcoming. TA can add 2 points to their total here with a defensive stop. C4 got to get it to the 25. Here's Heavner. 3rd down toss. Comes over the middle into some traffic, and it falls incomplete. It's now 11-0 TA Longhorns. This is an impressive response from the TA Longhorns, who lost 32-6 in their first pool play game, out to an 11-0 start here, and a chance to add to it as the offense hits the field for the second time, CJ.
And it's really been the defense of the TA Longhorns that's been making, the statement here against the C4 Next ball club here, but overall, the offense is not really putting them in compromising positions.
So a flag on the field, and again, another confusion. Looks like Willie was on his way to his second touchdown, but the play gets stopped. It was a false start. That's Ashton Willie out of Erickson, Allen, Texas area, who scored on the first possession for the TA Longhorns. See him there? Or excuse me, that's Isaiah Jordan. A little hard to tell with the TA jerseys. There's no number on the back.
It just seems like TA Longhorns have been working on a different speed coming out the gate of this game. Seems like they're just playing at a different pace.
So after the penalty, second down throw over the middle is intercepted. And what's the call? We'll see if it's 3 points or 6. Looks like some teammates ran with him. And we've also got a flag down on the field. I think that's going to wipe the penalty away, a holding coming against C4. So that takes the points off the board for C4 next on the defensive holding penalty. It's going to be an automatic first down as well for TA.
Very crucial penalty against C4 next there, and that was Titus Vinson on the what would have been an interception and possibly points on the board, first points on the board for C4, but nonetheless, TA Longhorns get the automatic first down and just keep the drives alive and keep the offense going.
And again, some confusion. Quarterback put the ball into play, and receivers on the right side of the formation didn't even move. They were looking at their play sheets on the wrist.
Now you could tell that Ashton has been kind of the consistent piece to the puzzle, to the TA puzzle of getting him kind of some short yardage and really yards after catch. He has really good burst, really good speed in and out of his break. So he's been kind of the go-to guy for TA Longhorns.
So some sloppy penalties here from both of these teams that have impacted things. TA, though, out to a 11-0 lead with over 10 minutes gone here in the second pool play game of the day for both these teams. Deep shot and nobody home. And that one falls incomplete.
Only TA receiver in the vicinity was Ashton Willie there off kind of like a post route, but it'll be 2 points for C4 next, and they'll get the ball.
So apparently they did not get the automatic first down from the holding because that was just 2 plays. 11-2 is your score. C4 next on the board with the defensive stop. So the C4 offense looking to get things together here. They had a drive that stalled out inside the 10 on their opening possession. Third series for Heavner and the C4 offense trailing 11-2. Heavner wants deep. A long ball and not on the same page as his receiver. Had him open, but couldn't complete things that time. And so it's second down and 15 coming up.
Yeah, Heavner really heaved it down the field there, but overall his receiver just couldn't locate where the ball was, so it'll be second down from the 40.
So 11-2 the score here. C4 getting on the board for the first time with the defensive stop. Faced with a second down and 15. Heavner over the middle has a man wide open, and it's going to depend on the spot. It was close. Looks like they'll spot him just short.
And that was Evan Adams on the catch right there. Really good size for a receiver at the 14U ranks. Short of the first down, just maybe like a index card shy of the first down. But really good pitch and catch by Heavner and Adams.
We think anyways. Hard telling. We had an automatic first down holding that was not an automatic first down. So throw over the middle, it doesn't matter either way. They'll keep the offense out on the field, looking to get into the end zone for the first time.
And really, you know, if you're C4 next, this is a point where you have to get a score here. So you're not totally out of the woods yet if you're TA Longhorns, and if you're C4 next, you're thinking, hey, we get in the zone right here. We got a shot. Got the sun peeking out too, so Got some good ball.
Good to see him. Good to see him making an appearance. It's been a while at a DR7 tournament.
Definitely been a while.
Here's Heavner and C4 looking to find the end zone for the first time, and right on cue, they'll do just that. Touchdown for Ronald W.
Yeah, really good throw by Heavner. He's starting to heat up right there, and catch by Ronald.
Ronald W. It is a W for C4. He gets into the end zone.
It's a dub. Dub drive. W drive.
Let's see what C4 decides to do here. You can go for 2 from the 10 or 1 from the 3.
I feel like they're going to go for 1 and just try to pony up and play defense on the next drive. They need this, though.
Defense made a stop on the last possession. Coach Cooper and company will decide for the 1-point try.
He's going back to W again.
W's in the chat. Let's go. 11-9.
W drive, man. Really good stuff by Heavner. Ronald there to get the touchdown and just overall cap it off with the point after. So they're down 2. They got to play some defense here to tie it up.
And we get to see the TA offense back on the field, and Matthew Bell, the quarterback for the TA Longhorns. See how he responds.
Yeah, first time hearing Matthew Bell's name. He's been doing pretty good. Had a really good drive to Ashton. First drive, first play. We'll see what he got going on.
Bell looking left
Same
side.
thing.
Finds his man again. C4 there to quickly apply the tag after a gain of 5 yards.
And you can tell that's kind of the combination route that they enjoy a lot. It's a simple 5 and out, get it to Willie, let him do the work.
So 2nd down 10 coming up here.
He's got a
looking up the seam. Bell, as you said, CJ had a man. Couldn't connect, though. It's going to be 3rd down and 10, a chance for C4 to tie the score here.
Yeah, right up the seam and just kind of, if you would have put some air underneath that ball, maybe his receiver would have ran up underneath and he caught it. But it doesn't matter anyway. It's 3rd down and C4 on the prowl to kind of either tie or, with an interception, take the lead.
Bell and the Longhorns trying to get the play call to pick up 10 yards or more and stay out on the field. As we said, C4 could tie the game with the defensive stop, take the lead with an interception. Bell has trips to his left, stepping up here on 3rd down, throwing over the middle, and it's knocked away. Great defensive play there from C4. That was Titus Vincent knocking it away and tying us up at 11.
Yeah, really good defense there by Titus Vincent. He's the one that had that almost go-ahead interception that got, penalized. But really good defense right there, and that really put C4 back in this game, tied up at 11 with 5.5 minutes left to go in this 14U pool play game.
TA led 11-0 in this contest, but C4 has rallied all the way back, tied the score up, and with around 5 minutes to play, they could potentially have the last say in things here. As here's Heavner starting off this series. 1st down, looking far sideline, has a man wide open.
And that's been
a good gain there, pickup of 13 yards.
And Evan Adams has been kind of the consistent piece to this C4 puzzle, being that glue guy, like I like to say, just kind of, not really making that much noise, but ultimately moving the chains in the sticks for the C4 next ball club.
So the pickup of 13 on 1st down brings us to a 2nd down and 2. You see a good look inside the C4 huddle there. Coach dialing up some plays for young Tatum Heavner, excuse me. Heavner 2nd and short, has the completion. And that will pick up a 1st down for the C4 offense. Catch made there by Ryder Bynum. He's made several receptions here in this contest.
And you can tell that C4 is starting to kind of click now. I don't think they've dropped a pass on the last drive or this drive. So really good stuff by Tatum Heavner and this C4 offense.
T spotted at about the 17. We're all even at 11 here in 14U pool play between C4 Next and the TA Longhorns. C4 on the move. Looking towards the end zone. And the drops haunting C4. Something you noticed and pointed out in their first pool play game, and that was a wide open man in the end zone for C4, CJ.
Kind of gave him an announcer jinx right there. Beautiful ball by Heavner, as you see scanning the field and just overall getting it to his man, a dot of a throw, but it's ultimately another drop, crucial drop for C4. I feel like I gave him too much praise, and that's kind of they got nervous a little bit, I guess.
The cameraman's reaction in the end zone says it all. Trips to the left side for Heavner here. Looking back towards the end zone again and has his man, and this time the catch is secure, and it's a touchdown. C4 takes the lead for the first time, 17-11. The strike from Heavner, the catch from Evan Adams, and C4 next. Coming all the way back from a double-digit deficit to take the lead here in the late stages of this pool play game.
You see right here, Heavner to Evan Adams, beautiful shot right there. Our camera crew all the way on it, and Adams has been not just a glue guy now, but he's been the consistent piece that has been booming for the C4.
Hard to miss those bright orange shirts, isn't it, CJ?
No doubt. We got a lot of colors out here.
Here's Heavner. Trips to the right on this conversion attempt.
Good catch.
Finds his man, and that'll add to the lead. Heavner getting a little high five from his coach as he finds Adams again. And that'll make it 18-11. By the way, they're doing the conversions from the 5 for some reason. Not sure why that is. It's supposed to be from the 3, but making things a little more difficult on the teams, I guess.
But, yeah, Matthew Bell has to drive and score on this one. He's going over the middle. It's caught.
Good start to the drive. Now, if you're the TA Longhorns, if you score, do you risk it all? Do you go for the win? You got to. We don't want to see any more ties on the pool play streams, right, CJ?
It's pool play, so go for it.
Go for it all.
Let's see what we got here,
We need to radio down to Adam and make sure he lets the coaches know.
Go for it.
We want to see him go for it all. We don't want any ties up here. We're not broadcasting soccer up here. Pick up a 20 there on the first play, though, from Matthew Bell. As you see, under 2 minutes to play here, 14U pool play, 18-11 your score. C4 has scored 18 unanswered points. Bell looking towards Willie. And that's an impressive young prospect, Ashton Willie, 8th grader from the Allen, Texas area, CJ.
Yeah, no, definitely. If I'm willing to bet with under a minute now left to play, if I'm coach, I'm going to draw up something for Ashton Willie. He's at the top of the screen, kind of on the trip side, underneath, kind of
slot receiver
there. So I will be going to him in this situation.
See if Bell looks his way. Takes the snap. Bell over the middle.
Intercepted!
C4 putting a cap on this one.
Oh, my goodness.
No flags on the field. It's a pick 6 for C4 next. Titus Vinson. Can't take that one away from the big fella.
He was due for one, had an interception that was called back earlier in this ball game. He gets a pick 6 to seal this game. Right here you see Matthew Bell dropping back, looking over the middle field, and really throwing into triple coverage, and Titus takes it all the way back, 4-6. Really good stuff by C4, putting a cap on that game.
C4 next scores 24 unanswered points. They were trailing 11-0. Tatum Heavner overcoming that turnover on downs in the red zone early on in the game. He gets it done. Defense steps up when they need it most. And C4 next picks up their first pool play win of the morning to improve to 1-1. CJ, final thoughts on this matchup in the 14U ranks?
It seems like once, these two teams kind of started clicking, when the sun came out, of course, peaked out for a little bit. But ultimately it came down to just possessions and catching. I thought that both teams kind of struggled out the gate, but then C4 kind of found a rhythm, and that was really it. For the TA Longhorns, they just connected with Ashton Willie there, and he made a long stride for a touchdown. But other than that, they didn't really have anything offensively going. So big shouts out to Titus Vinson for, getting an interception there and a batted down pass that kind of spurted that, comeback there. But ultimately, it was a really good overall defense and offensive game for C4.
We'll see if Coach Sean Cooper, the C4 team repping Texoma, can make some noise here on Crown Sunday to pick up their first pool play win. We've got games coming your way all day here on the DR Sports Media Network, so don't go anywhere. Next broadcast will be at 10:30 a.m. Central as we head up to the 18U division. Texas Chaos repping North Crowley. They'll take on building champions from the Kansas City area. That's going to be a fun matchup. You see the others on your screen there. So don't go anywhere. Get comfortable, make some popcorn, and get ready for a great day of 7v7 football here from DR7 Dallas. For CJ Gilbert, I'm Ben Spicer. We'll see you here in just a moment as we'll be back here all day coming your way.